If you've ever walked into the holidays wondering whether your child will enjoy the moment or melt down before the holiday even gets here, well, this episode is for you. And what if I told you that you can get the most out of the holidays this year, even if your child struggles with emotional dysregulation, sensory overload, or holiday overwhelm? Well, today I'm answering a listener question and sharing some simple steps that can help you protect your peace, enjoy your holiday moments, and stop dreading the season, even with an emotionally dysregulated or neurodivergent child who might be struggling. Are you overwhelmed by constant meltdowns, defiance, or challenging behaviors? Are you longing for peace in your home? You're in the right spot. I'm Janie, mom of 7, counselor, parent coach, and wrangler of big emotions. I've learned how to calm the chaos and build connection, even when things feel like they're falling apart. If you're looking to connect with your child, find effective parenting tools that honor your family values, and understand your child's unique wiring, you found it here. So pour that coffee, find a quiet spot if you have one of those in your house, and let's get started. Thanks for being here today. I know the holidays can stir up all kinds of emotions: excitement, pressure, worry, and for many of us parenting emotionally intense or neurodivergent kids, a whole lot of mixed feelings and messy meltdowns. So, as we step into today's episode, I want to share a listener question that I think so many of us can relate to. It's honest, it's vulnerable, and it captures what a lot of parents are quietly carrying as the holidays get closer. Let's take a listen. The holidays are coming, and honestly, I can feel them breathing down my neck. I want this year to be different, but part of me fears I'm setting myself up for some big disappointment. While everyone else is taking cute family pictures and hopping from one festive activity to the next, I'm over here praying my child doesn't explode, offend our relatives, or fall apart before we even get out the door. Can you tell me, how do we walk into the holiday season with any hope of success? What do we do when our child doesn't want to go to the event, wear the clothes, or participate in the activities? How do we know when to push through and when to let go? Because right now, staying home feels easier if it means avoiding the chaos and meltdowns altogether. First of all, I just want to acknowledge the struggle here. Raising a neurodivergent child, an emotionally intense child, or a strong-willed child is tough. Because it is tough. This kind of parenting asks more of you. It requires quick thinking, sharp problem solving, patience that stretches far beyond what you even thought was possible. And it requires a calm so that you can steady that emotional storm that happens around you. This really is parenting at a high level, and I want you to hear that. So before we jump into strategies, I just want to take a moment to validate what you're feeling, to help you understand that what you're carrying feels tough because it is tough, but it doesn't have to wear you out. Give yourself some grace. Offer yourself the same compassion you give other people and that you desire to show your own child. And then from that place of gentleness, let's look at some tools that can help you grab hold of calm and even connection this holiday season. And to do that, I want to share a story from our own holiday journey. As I've walked this road myself, I've had to learn many lessons the hard way, especially around the holidays. So let me share about a moment from our own family life where some of these feelings came to the surface and you might identify. In my mind's eye, our holidays were always going to be picture perfect, right? I mean, isn't that the way we imagine it when we think about having kids and making these magical holidays? I had imagined the coordinating holiday outfits, the sharply styled hair, everyone smiling and looking polished for a joyous occasion. But I'm going to be honest with you, holidays can be really hard. Really, really hard. When you're raising a neurodivergent child, a child with ADHD, DMDD, sensory challenges, emotional intensity, or even just a really strong willed personality, the holidays might feel less like that festive Hallmark moment and more like you're walking around with a lit stick of dynamite in your pocket. And what I eventually had to realize is this: my child simply couldn't tolerate many of the things that I had imagined as part of that perfect holiday picture. For example, those fashionable hairstyles with hair product. Yeah. No, think more flyaway styling and me celebrating if we can get a few spritz of water to keep it laying flat. Those trendy, festive dress clothes with lots of buttons and stiff collars. Instant frustration, instant overwhelm. And those cute sweaters or Argyle sweater vests, generally a hard, fast, not possible. And even if the outfit looked good in a picture, it might be that the anger or overwhelm on the face, or worse, the meltdown leading up to the photo, made the whole thing feel nothing like the dream I'd imagined. And instead of a sweet family memory, it became something we all wanted to just forget. So I've had to come face to face with the reality of neurodivergent wiring, emotional intensity, and even sensory overload. And because of that, let go of some of those things. I slowly released my grip on the styled hair, the festive coordinated outfits, and yes, sometimes even the expectation that everyone would participate in every activity or craft. Is it easy? No, letting go is never easy. But learning where to give a little and where to stand firm has helped me put my energy into places that actually make a difference for my child and really for our whole family. Along the way, I've learned a handful of tools that truly help the day, the holiday, the season flow more peacefully. Tools that help us get the most out of the holiday instead of feeling defeated by it. You're going to hear this common theme of most, M-O-S-T, so stay tuned. I'll tell you, just this year, we had to negotiate a compromise about clothing again. Well, clothing and pictures. We finally compromised and agreed that he didn't have to wear the nice shirt all day, but he agreed to wear the nicer shirt just for the picture, with the promise that those comfy clothes could be worn right after he took the picture. And honestly, I expected the quick change to happen. But after feeling seen and understood, and after the news that his thoughtful sisters thoughtfully baked a gluten-free dessert with him in mind, something softened. His mood shifted. His overwhelm settled. And that same horrible, weird, uncomfortable shirt stayed on all day. Proof that a little understanding, a little collaboration, and a little bit of feeling seen by not just me, but even others in the family, lighten the load and prevents battles, especially on a holiday. Now, I'm not going to tell you it was picture perfect. You might still see a frown or two in our family picture, and that's okay, because perfect isn't the goal. We'll choose peace and connection instead. As I look back on moments from our own holidays, some of those meltdowns, the overwhelm, the trial and error, and the slow learning of what actually helps, I'm reminded how much support really matters when you're parenting an emotionally intense or neurodivergent child. None of us were meant to figure this out alone. And honestly, that's why I created the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program, to give parents a shortcut through all that trial and error, in a place where you can feel supported, understood, and equipped with tools that are effective and can make a difference. Before we jump into the 4 steps that will help you get the most, MOST, out of your holidays this year, let's take a quick break for today's message. You know you need to learn effective ways to handle your child's big emotions and challenging behaviors. But it feels like it's going to take so much time, money, and energy that you just don't have. Thankfully, that's not the case. The Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program will show you how to understand your child's wiring, calm the intense emotions, and manage those challenging behaviors with simple tools that actually work. Think of it as your shortcut. No more endless hours of research, expensive appointments, or sleepless nights worrying if things will ever get better. This is just what you've been waiting for, and quite possibly the answer to your prayers. Let's arm you with the best tools to help you parent your child to be all they were created to be. Join me at calmconnectionparent.com, and let's get you back to the peaceful, loving, joy-filled family life you imagined. It's easier than you think, and you don't have to do it alone. All right, welcome back. And if you haven't checked it out yet, this is such a good time to take a peek at the Calm Connection Parent Coaching Program. We're offering some special holiday pricing right now at calmconnectionparenting.org. And there are even a few limited scholarships and flexible payment plans available, because I never want finances to be the thing that keeps your family from getting the support they need. Now, let's get into the heart of today's episode, because whether your child struggles with emotional dysregulation, sensory overload, or just those big, intense feelings and challenging behaviors, there's simple things that you can do to make the holidays feel lighter and more meaningful. And to help you remember this during the busy holiday season, we're walking through the word MOST, M-O-S-T. Yes, those helpful little acronyms that can help you remember these 4 steps that can help you get the most out of your holidays this year. So let's dive in. The first step in getting the most out of holidays is monitor your child's body budget. Monitor your child's body budget. When you're parenting an emotionally intense child, their body budget, which is the amount of emotional, sensory, physical, and mental energy they have available, matters so much more than most people realize. And during the holidays, that budget gets spent really fast. Think of it like this. Every activity has a cost or withdraws from their account. Maybe it's handling noise, smells, crowds, transitions, new environment, clothing textures, social expectations, unexpected changes, even just excitement and fun. All of these things pull from their physical, emotional, and mental reserves. And when that budget runs low, the meltdowns, resistance, irritability, shutdowns, withdrawing become almost unavoidable. Not because your child is trying to be difficult, disrespectful, or defiant, but because they're out of resources. Their body budget is in the red. Monitoring the body budget simply means watching for those early signals that their tank or account is starting to run low. What does that look like? Well, maybe they're getting quiet, loud, or acting silly. Maybe pacing, hyperactivity, or looking worn out. Maybe appearing bossy or irritable, covering their ears or their eyes, pulling away socially, saying, "I don't want to go." Maybe no becomes their go-to response. Maybe increase in rigid thinking and being inflexible. Starting to ask or need those snacks or comfort items, or just seeming off. When you notice these cues early, you can adjust the plan before things spiral out of control. Monitoring your child's body budget allows you to guide your child with understanding and compassion instead of frustration. It helps you prevent emotional overload, not just for your child, but for you as well, and before it hijacks the whole day. When your reserves feel tended to, their ability to cope with the holiday rhythms and routines and expectations grows. When their reserves are tended to, you can have the ability to enjoy the day alongside them. So what about O? O is for offer effective supports. Once you've been watching your child's body budget and noticing those early signs of overwhelm, then the next step is to offer effective supports for them. Now, these aren't crutches or giving in, they're tools, bridges that help your child do something that is genuinely hard for them. When we offer the right support at the right time, we're not rescuing them, we're helping them find resources, because this is a real world skill. Even as adults, we find ways to do this for ourselves, maybe to motivate ourselves, to adjust the details that make something difficult, or making our environment more comfortable. Offering effective supports for your child helps them learn to do what is hard, or learn how to make those necessary adjustments for themselves. These supports can fall into some different categories. First of all is sensory supports. Holidays really can be a sensory storm. So you might help your child stay grounded or calmer by offering them things like a calm care box. Maybe it has some different fidgets, maybe stress balls, maybe it has fidget spinners, Rubik's Cubes, a magazine that they love looking at, chewy snacks, gum, or sour lemon drops. Mysteriously, these kind of work like a little brain reset or a soother for an overwhelmed brain. Maybe a weighted blanket or a hoodie they feel safe in. A quiet space for just resetting or taking a break. And these tools don't spoil the experience, they actually might save it. Then there's emotional supports. Sometimes our kids need emotional supports to face something that just feels big or overwhelming. You might offer a simple, I'm here to help. Maybe talking about what's going to happen ahead of time. Maybe helping name their emotion that they're feeling for them. Maybe a simple, quick hug. Maybe they need you to help them practice a script that they can use with others when they're asked certain questions that cause them stress. Maybe they need a moment to breathe or just prepare before transitioning. Our calm presence can be the support that changes the whole tone of the day. Then there's motivational supports. How many of you feel like you could use some motivational supports? Now, it's important that we remember this is not bribery. This is helping your child stretch just a little further in a way that feels manageable. And if we're honest, we do this even as adults. I really don't want to go to this meeting, but maybe I can stop and get some ice cream before I head home. Or I really don't want to do this dreaded task, but if I do, I can lay down and take a nap as soon as I'm done. Is that bribery? No, it's just us using creative motivators. So for your child, motivators might sound like, after the picture, we'll switch to our comfy clothes. Or would you like to bring along your favorite toy in the car? How about we take a break after we do this for 10 minutes? You get to pick the dessert after this. When we get home, I'd love to bless you with some extra computer time. When you participate in this activity with a willing heart, then I'd love to bless you with some stay-up time tonight. Motivation gives them something positive to work toward instead of something stressful that they want to avoid. And ways that you can encourage them in the tough moments, and that's important. Next is practical supports. These are just those tiny adjustments that make the day easier for everyone. Maybe choosing softer clothing, loosening and even defining your timeline. Keeping snacks on hand, especially those protein snacks. Allowing them to skip a non-essential activity. Having that flexibility that you can choose those things that really matter to you and maybe you can't give on, and those things that maybe don't matter quite as much and you can be more flexible. And having a plan for exits or breaks. These little practical supports can completely redirect the day. Offering effective supports actually shows your child that you see them, understand them, and are willing to walk with them instead of pushing against them. And when a child feels supported, they are far more likely to calm themselves, cooperate with you, and even connect. Well, that leads us to S. Yes, simplify the plan. Once you've monitored your child's body budget and you've offered the supports they need, the next step is to simplify the plan. And I know this one can feel hard, especially when you have big hopes for the holidays or those traditions that you really treasure. But simplifying doesn't have to mean settling. It means choosing peace over pressure. And honestly, simplifying is often the difference between a meltdown-filled day and a memory that you actually want to remember. So you might simplify the expectations. Your child may not tolerate everything other kids do, and that's okay. Maybe they only join part of the event and you leave early. Maybe they eat the foods that work for their special needs. Maybe they wear the comfy outfit instead of the festive one. Maybe they watch instead of participate. Maybe they play for 10 minutes and then they get a rest. Think of the holiday as a menu, not a mandate. And it's a menu with a whole lot of a la carte items that fit many needs. You might simplify the schedule. Instead of packing the day full, ask yourself what truly matters most. Cut anything that creates that unnecessary stress or drains your child's body budget before you even walk out the door. Maybe you choose to let them sleep in a little bit. Find some extra downtime to watch cartoons prior leaving. Or maybe you excuse them from chores on that day. Sometimes one simple, peaceful moment is better than 5 activities that no one actually enjoys. So the activities themselves might even be simplified to be less complicated or complex. Simplifying the activities. Maybe not every craft, game, or tradition will work for your child. And that doesn't mean you're losing the magic, but choose the traditions that feel meaningful. Pick the activities with the least sensory overload. Focus on quality, not quantity. Remember, you're building connection, not checking boxes. You might simplify time limits. Kids with emotional intensity often cope best when they know there's a clear beginning and a defined end. You might try things like we're staying 20 minutes, then taking a break. We'll do 3 pictures, then you're done. Let's decorate 2 cookies together. A defined start and stop can lower their anxiety and increase their cooperation. Simplifying isn't giving up. It's setting a framework for your child that feels more doable and defined. It's setting everyone up for success. It leaves room for peace, connection, and that real holiday magic, the kind that comes from small, gentle moments, not perfection. Which leads us to T for teamwork makes the dream work. The last step in getting the most out of your holidays is remembering teamwork. And yes, I know it sounds a little cheesy, but it's true. Holidays run smoother when we stop trying to control or manage our child and start working with them. So, as cheesy as it sounds, teamwork really does make the dream work. Teamwork means everyone, you, your child, siblings, your spouse, co-parent, even extended family when possible, is moving toward a similar goal. Shooting for peaceful, meaningful, memory-filled holidays, but not perfection. Teamwork with your child. This is the heart of it. Teamwork with your child might sound like this. Let's make a plan together. Or here's what the day looks like. What might help you the most? Or do you want to pick the outfit or choose what time we leave? Or what part of this event feels hardest for you? Or, hey, let's decide a hand signal you can use if you're needing a break. It turns the day from a battle into a shared mission. Teamwork with your spouse or co-parent. When both of you know the plan, the expectations, supports ahead of time, the whole tone of the day can shift. You might divide and conquer. Take turns supporting your child. Decide on cues to communicate discreetly and avoid embarrassment for your child or yourselves. And backing each other up with calm, consistent responses. When you're united, your child feels safer. Teamwork with siblings. Brothers and sisters often feel the strain of big emotions during these big holiday seasons. Let them feel seen by giving them some small roles that matter, preparing them with some simple explanations, reminding them that everyone has different needs, offering them breaks and support too. When siblings feel included and not overlooked, the home environment becomes more peaceful. Teamwork with family. Yes, extended family. This one depends on your situation, but sometimes a simple conversation ahead of time can prevent so many misunderstandings. It might sound like, hey, big emotions are part of our child's wiring. If they need a break, we may need to step out. Or, we're keeping expectations pretty simple today. Or, we might leave early depending on how we're doing. It doesn't have to be a full explanation. You might choose just enough to invite understanding. Or you may decide to share more and invite them into understanding your child's unique wiring. Teamwork creates connection. Connection builds cooperation. And cooperation leads to calmer, more joyful holiday moments. When your child feels like you're on the same team, not working against them, not pushing them, not comparing them, they soften. Their defenses let down. And when that happens, their tolerance grows. And those sweet, meaningful moments you've been longing for become so much more possible and genuine. Now, before we wrap up today, I want to share something really special that's happening this holiday season. I felt prompted this week with this really fun idea that I want to bless one family in a meaningful way. So I'm gifting one full Calm Connection coaching program to a family who is ready for support, connection, and a real change in their home. If you'd like to be considered, or if you know a family who you'd like to be considered or who could benefit, I want to invite you to join us inside the Calm Connection Parenting Facebook support group. That's right, the Calm Connection Parenting group on Facebook. This is where you'll find all the details and can enter for the holiday gift opportunity. So just search Calm, tongue-tied, just search Calm Connection Parenting on Facebook. There's a client group, and then there is a regular group. So the regular Calm Connection Parenting group on Facebook, or you can visit the link in the show notes. But I can't wait to bless a family in a way that can bring them real hope and help this holiday season. Now, as we wrap up today's episode, I want to remind you of something important. What you're doing is important. It is meaningful. This is heart-level work right in your very own home. Parenting an emotionally intense or neurodivergent child during the holidays isn't for the faint of heart. It takes courage, creativity, compassion, and a whole lot of intentionality, the kind most people will never see, but is necessary and honored deeply. You are learning how to read your child, how to meet their needs, how to create those moments of connection that matter, even in the middle of overstimulation, big emotions, and unexpected challenges. And those small shifts that you make, like monitoring their body budget, offering supports, simplifying the plan, and teamwork, they're not small at all. They're shaping your child's sense of safety. They're shaping the way they see themselves. And honestly, they're shaping the memories your family can treasure. So if this season feels a little messy or complicated, take heart. Perfection isn't the goal. Instead, let's aim for calm, connection, and some meaningful moments. Before we close today, I want to make sure that you know about a resource that pairs perfectly with everything we talked about today. This free resource is called Behind the Behaviors Guide, and it's incredibly helpful when you're trying to understand your child better and bridge the gap between your child's unique wiring and the people in their life who need to understand them better. Maybe that's extended family members through the holidays, teachers, coaches, babysitters, anyone that interacts with them. But inside this guide, you'll find simple ways to explain your child's needs with clarity without feeling like you're over-explaining or defending. It can help others get your child so that you don't have to do the heavy lifting on your own. It's actually someone else speaking into your child's needs and wiring. You can grab this resource at calmconnectionparenting.org under the Learn and Resource tabs. I hope it helps to ease your stress and struggles. Friend, I'm cheering you on. Take a deep breath and remember, even a few small, intentional choices can help you get the most out of your holidays this year. Allow yourself some rest, time for relaxation, and remembering the true reason for the season. You're not walking this road alone. I'm right here with you, learning, growing, and believing in you that you are just the parent your child needs, or growing to become the parent your child needs. And you can help your child be all that he was created to be. Keep calm, parent on, and I'll see you next week. I hope today's episode gave you a breath of fresh air, maybe a bit of hope too.
If this encouraged you, would you please take a moment to follow and leave a quick review? It helps this much-needed message of calm and connection reach more families. And if you're looking for additional resources, be sure to visit calmconnectionparenting.org and check out the podcast tab. There you'll find a variety of free resources waiting just for you. Until next week's episode, take a deep breath, grab that fresh cup of coffee, and remember, you've got this. And on the days you don't, well, we're in it together.